x by itself, we have not heard from Nick. What do you think I can do on both sides to get x by itself? I want to get rid of plus 5. So how do I get rid of plus 5? One more time, I didn't hear you. Add 5, maybe. Liam, what do you think?
Erase it.
Well, we have to get rid of it mathematically, not erasing it. He's close with adding 5. What do you think? Because you always want to do the inverse. The inverse operation of adding 5, the inverse would be minus 5 on both sides. Okay? If you can lightly draw, if you can lightly zero that out, that's 0. What are we left with? We're left with x. What are we left with on the other side? Negative 9 minus 5. We're going smaller. Negative 14. Good. All right. And it's going to be less than or equal to negative 14. On your
Wait, wouldn't it be positive 5? Because it would be negative 9 minus all the numbers.
We good?
Yeah, it's been minus.
We're going to check it in a second. When you graph, you really only need to start with the number that you see, negative 14, and then to the right of it, look at the number line if you need help, but you start working to 0, so it's going to be negative 13, negative 12. On the left side, you should have negative 15 and then negative 16. All right. So x is less than or equal to negative 14. Is this open or closed on negative 14? Let's go with Chai. Does open mean that number counts or doesn't count? Huh? It doesn't count. But listen to it. X is less than 4. X is less than or equal to 14. So if it can equal if you can equal negative 14, we want to close it, right? Whenever you see this line underneath, think closed circle. And which way is my arrow? Did I shoot the arrow in here? The arrow is shooting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, do it again, though. It's fun.
To the left. We're going to make this go this way. Arrow's going to the left. Yes.
Okay, so I know that with the line underneath the alligator or whatever,
Inequality symbol, yeah.
yeah, okay, that means that you just bring it down. But when there isn't the line under the inequality symbol, don't you have to like do this math equation or something?
No, you always treat it like an equal sign because you're always going to be doing stuff on both sides.
Okay.
The only thing is, there's some times where it flips, and we'll get to that eventually. Did it flip here? No. This did not flip. It stayed less than or equal to. Somebody give me a number that would make this true. What's any number that would be colored in? Hannah. Negative 16, right? So here, I'm going to put negative 16 in for this, and we'll see if it's true. All right, so let's change x for negative 16. And I'm going to make it green. Is that green? Okay, let's do it. Negative 16. All I'm doing is plugging it in. Negative 16 plus 5 is going to be negative 11. Is negative 11 less than or equal to negative 9? Did it work? Yes, it checked out. It worked. Am I good to move on here? Yeah, Ethan? Can you wait till after we're done? We're gonna have one time here. I gotta get through like 3 more. Good? Oh, there is more chessboards over here.
Oh, it comes our feet. Yes.
Unreal. If anybody asks how that fell out, I want you to have the same story as me.
You said
I didn't even
you
sign
told
up
her
for it.
that
I
was
signed
my
up.
book bag.
I did. I was like, she wasn't paying attention. She had a book bag on, and it hit, and it fell out the window. Even though that's a lie. It's. Oh no, I'm recording it too. When it makes the no book bags, nobody listens to this anyway. I got 0 views. We good? Matt, you good now?
Yeah, fun. Mr. Garcia, I wonder if like thousands of people just like listen to your recording.
Some of them are funny. Sometimes I go home and I'll listen to them by myself and I laugh.
I do. I listen to them as ASMR.
Reminisce.
I listen to them as ASMR, not even mine.
As you what?
It like helps me relax.
ASMR.
My videos?
Yeah, just to hear like them like hi. No offense. I know how to listen.
I haven't recorded since my smartboard got fixed, so this is actually probably the second one. Second one I've done in like
Where do you
a week.
record them?
Wait,
YouTube.
can I say hi?
You just did.
It's my YouTube channel.
Hey, everyone.
Oh, I might have
Alright.
unsubscribed to that.
Let's go. I think I made everybody subscribe. You unsubscribe?
Yeah, Mr. Garcia. No, I'm a subscriber.
Trying to get views. I'm trying to get sponsored. I want to be an influencer or whatever those people are called.
Do you get paid because of how many subscribers you have?
No, you
No.
It's
about views.
Alright, let's go.
No, you have to get over 7,000.
Stop talking, please. What should I do on both sides on this one? Ooh, raise your hand. Let's go somebody far away that probably didn't hear her. Like Lindsay. What would you do on both sides to get y by itself?
I get paid for
Hey, here's the thing. Is this the same thing as 11 plus y? Because if it was 11 plus y, we would subtract, right? But I don't see a plus sign between it. So, Lindsay, what type of math does this apply if it's right next to it? Is it imply divide or do we? It means multiply, which means we need to divide. Good, we're on the same page. So we need to divide both sides by 11. That cancels. We left with y, and this would be negative 11. And the sign is still less than.
Mr. Garcia, do you have any tattoos?
I've been saving up for them, but now that I'm having a boy, I gotta make sure it's good.
You don't know that you're having a boy yet.
Mr. Garcia, if you have a boy, you should let him grow out his hair. Yeah, let him get a mullet. No, I'm being fine.
No, let him be like Michael Murray.
Oh, is that a window? Is that a fan falling out your window? Oh, yeah.
Where's it?
You said. You didn't even notice he was.
Okay, moving on. Oh, because we probably would be on example 1 still.
I wouldn't even.
Moving on. Somebody want to come up and graph that for us.
Me.
Walk your way through it.
Okay, so it doesn't have a line under it, so it's open,
Good. It's not equal to it, so it's an open circle.
and then that's greater than. So y is less than.
Good. You wanna make that line a little darker? Anna had a good question. She goes, Miss Garcia, why do we put it on negative 11 if it can't equal negative 11, right? But here's the question. Could it equal negative 11.1? Is a negative 11.1 true? Yes, it is. It's great. No. It's true. Watch. If I put negative 11.1 in here,
I'm not saying you.
Probably not big.
so if I have 11 times negative 11.1 has to be less than negative 121. 11 times negative 11.1. Anybody know what that's about to be? What is it?
11 times negative 11.1 equals 0.1.
Well, 11 times 11 is 121. So if I do that plus 1.1, it would be negative 122.1. Is that true? Is negative 122.1 less than negative 121?
Oh yes, it is.
It is less than. You'd rather owe somebody less, right? Does that answer your question a little bit? Did your sign flip at all here? No, no flipping. Good?
Mr. Garcia, 11.1 equals 11.1.
I wish I bet.
Huh?
11.1 equals 11.10. So you want to put a 0.
You don't have to put it
But it equals 11.10.
That looks Oh, great. Okay, save the fan. Just always have that for the windows.
Dude, look at the construction worker. He's airborne.
Where?
I should just like open my blinds and put this thing down.
Oh, look at him. He should wait.
Look at how high he is.
Where is he?
We should probably like jump on
Bill,
Interesting.
Alright, come back to me.
We should just open the window and throw
it. Or fan.
You already did that, Ben.
Quiet down. Somebody think they could read this for me?
Me.
Somebody other than Brio.
I'll
She's
do
volunteered a lot.
Can you just stop? I feel like I'm being attacked in this class.
Negative 3x is greater than 12. That's right. And what type of math is going on between negative 3 and x? Landon, what do you think? What math is going on between here? Multiply. Even though you don't see it, it means multiply. So it's negative 3 times x has got to be greater than 12. Ready? First step. Let's go with Kathleen. I don't know if I heard. Kathleen, what am I going to do with this? No, this is a common misconception. I'm gonna write this kind of similar. Okay. Is it true that on the blue inequality, if I added 3, I would get rid of it? Right?
Mhm.
Okay. So this would be x is something and 15.
Hey,
But is the blue one and the black one being the same thing, or are they different? They're different. And I think according to Landon, he said this right here means multiply. So instead of adding 3, divide by what number though?
3.
No.
15.
Negative 3. Miss Garcia, why is it going to be negative? Because if you look at it, a negative divided by negative is a positive x.
You sound like Sid the science kid right there when you said, why is it negative?
Sid the science kid?
Oh no, you said, Mr. Garcia, why is it negative?
Can I ask you to stop writing right now and just watch?
Yes.
Okay. Everybody's pencils down. Just watch me. So, if I'm gonna continue this like I've always continued it, I'm gonna bring the sign down, and I'm gonna say this is -4. So when I go to graph this, stop talking. I would have -4. This would be -3, -2. This would be -5. You get the idea. -6. Which way would it be shaded, Ben Conley?
Left.
What are you looking at?
Oh, it'll be shaded. Yeah, left. Because see how that's bigger?
You see this?
Yeah.
The arrow going, which way's it flying?
Oh, the other way. So it's that way.
It's gonna go this way. Like this?
Yeah.
Is this left or right?
That's right. Can you shoot Bambi? No. Can I shoot it?
What?
Wait, why doesn't it work?
I broke it up on accident. But I can group it, put it back together.
So we'll see it pull it back on the anti-light. He shoots. No, you have to shoot
He
Bambi.
scores. Bullseye.
No, just said it. No,
Okay.
Did you just say he scored?
Somebody give me a number, Heidi. What's a number that would be on this graph? Any number.
Oh.
-3. Alright. You guys agree -3 is on this graph?
Yes.
So I'm gonna put -3 in for x. What color do you want me to put -3 in, Heidi? Blue? Alright. Alright, I'll make it blue. Alright, let's check it. So she said -3 is what I'm going to plug in. So I put -3 in. -3 times -3 equals. I'll just talk. Raise your hand, think about it. Ethan. Negative times a negative is +9. Bring down to 12. Let's look at that. Is that true? No. 9 is not greater than 12. What? It didn't work.
Maybe it's 1.2.
No. Here's what it is. Let's go back in time. When we subtracted 5 on both sides, did the sign stay the same? Did the sign stay the same? Yes. So adding and subtracting doesn't change anything, right? When we divided by 11, did the sign stay the same? And it worked, right? So when you multiply or divide by a positive, the sign doesn't change. But when you divide by a negative, your sign has to flip. So actually, you stopped writing right here, right?
Yep.
So now that since you stopped writing, I want you to now continue, but make sure that you flip. I should change it. Flip your sign. And we're gonna flip it.
So if you multiply by a negative, doesn't change?
Yes. And this inequality graph is now wrong. So I have to erase it.
You go to the left. So I was right.
Luckily, you were right because, yeah, you were.
I outsmarted you.
You got me right where you.
Then what is 300 divided by 4? Why don't you tell me?
It's a repeating decimal. No, it's not.
What is this? I outsmarted you.
Ben, do you have these notes written down?
Born and raised as an Aztec. Read the first one.
The first example was leading to example 3. I was trying to build up to something there.
Well, I didn't know that. If I knew that, I would have done all 3.
When you play you start on third down?
Yeah.
No. You play first down, you're like, I didn't get it, I'm a punt.
No. So, if you get the first down on first down, then there is no
Right,
need
stop.
for second or third down. So technically, I just got the first down.
If you have a highlighter, you might want to highlight this rule. Whenever you multiply or divide by a negative, you need to flip the sign.
What's your fraternity's name?
This one? Sigma, alpha, epsilon.
What?
What? Sigma, alpha, epsilon. So, it's a college,
You know
it's a
what
social,
sorority is? You know what the Greek
Greek letters. It's called Greek life. Yeah.
Wait, is it like casual Thursday or something?
They said they wanted college Thursdays from now on for staff, and some of the teachers, I think it was Mrs. Frager and
His friend
Mrs. Cataldo and Miss Chambers. They're like, we should wear, because they're all in a sorority. They're like, we should wear our letters. And I was like, if you guys wear letters, I'll wear them too. And this is the only one I have that still fit me. I used to wear a medium when I was in college, but
his
now.
friend wore her letter.
Where are you?
Did
No,
she?
She didn't.
Oh,
She was in band. I think it's her band
Oh
thing.
no, she wore.
That's
her
she just has a
wrapper.
booster.
Booster thing. Yeah,
What do you mean by letters?
these are called letters.
Well, yeah. But like,
But like, what are they like?
it's your fraternity or something.
Whichever, it's whichever one you thought fits you at the time. So when you go there, multiple different options you have to join. You choose which one you're interested in, and they'll let you in if they have room. You do community service with them. You do fundraising with them.
And you drink and
No, you don't. You don't.
in sororities.
No. There's stories and fraternities that you're not allowed to drink in.
Okay, well,
I'm sure it happens sometimes. Well, maybe in the movies, but the thing is, movies always accurate. No.
Sometimes.
And it's also,
The blind
it
side.
allows you to have connections. Actually, it helped me get this job a little bit in my opinion.
Wait, I got a question. Who's your dorm, or did you like just go home every night?
I started off, I would go home, and then there's a house on campus, so I would go there.
Every college is
I was
different.
actually president
Yeah, my brother went to Miami, Ohio.
Of the college?
of the youth, of the, this.
Wait, man, that's so far.
Can I move on?
I know, it's like an 8-hour drive. Yeah. Wait, where did
Try
you-
this one on your own.
Went to college in Miami, Ohio, and he lived still at our house.
Miami, Ohio is not 8 hours away.
No, I mean the college.
It's not
It's in Oxford.
an 8-hour drive to get to Oxford, Ohio.
It's like near
It takes me 12 hours to get
8 hours? There's no way that that's 8 hours.
8 hours to get
It's
to New Jersey.
Cincinnati's 4 hours away and it's close to
Sure,
Cincinnati.
go kart.
Cincinnati's like right in the
It all depends on what you're riding on.
well, mine uses
Unicycle, I think you
I went to North
and
Carolina.
a working vehicle that's called a car.
And there's no way to get to North Carolina.
Raise your hand if you have this. I'll come check it.
There it is.
Make sure you're using pencil.
It's called a car.
You also get to play sports too. Like they have intramural sports. You also sing and dance, so you could do like
Imagine Mr. Garcia boxing.
so sing and dance on stage sometimes.
Introducing
your
heavyweight
No boxing. We would play football, soccer. We'd play volleyball. We'd play ultimate frisbee.
Were you good at volleyball?
I'm not bad. I'm awful at shooting a basketball.
I give you
Really good at
lessons.
soccer. Really good at football.
Thanks.
I thought I could listen to Mr. Garcia.
Awful at swimming. We tried to play water polo one time. I pretty much drowned.
Mr. Garcia, I thought if I was the same height as he is.
I mean, I'm not being weak. Have you seen yourself shoot before?
What do you suck at?
You've never seen me
You're
shoot.
hiding.
Yes, I have.
That's a G
make it negative 2 and you multiply by
I
negative 2
will
both
see.
sides.
When you were had basketball practice with your
Multiply
team.
by negative 2 both
You're on my
sides.
team?
Go with
Then how do you shoot? What's the basic?
Try to show
Like, what do you got?
right?
Multiply by
You
negative
go
2
with this.
both sides.
On the ball, on the side ball. You bend down and you jump.
First off,
Yeah.
does it really matter?
You
Spread it out more.
I mean, do you feel comfortable
And
starting
then
the
you
school
take
year
this.
with 6 or 7 points?
But
You
you
already
don't
have
have to
points
have
now
this hand.
towards
You
DC.
can
Okay,
leave it
so you
here.
want to shoot with one hand like
Oh,
this?
you can leave it here.
And the trip's not till November. So,
I know, but I'm also like, guys are stressed.
Okay, so what? There's something else to shoot. Like technically shoots like this, you
but
know.
did you multiply
Yeah, I
by
totally
negative 2?
shoot like that. Yeah.
But you don't have a hand on the side. You got
On
to
the very
put it
top of
underneath.
your side.
It's like you're setting the ball.
I'm sorry, it's a habit. Sorry, I play like
No, I'm not trying to make fun of you. I'm not trying to.
You should like this. You should with one hand.
Not always. I'm getting better.
Okay.
This side. By negative 2, that's right. What's 14 times 4? Okay, I think I've seen what I needed to.
Can I just do the con? Or actually, I already did the con.
That's cool.
Equal to, so it'll be closer. And whatever you can multiply by negative is on the flips.
No.
You're good.
Can I get it right here?
No, because you did it from the side.
So,
I mean, whenever you multiply by a negative,
Yeah,
your
but
sign
what
has
does
to
it mean?
flip. It means if it's going greater than, it becomes less than. Flip. On this one, it's going greater than or equal. So it's going to go the other way. Alright. Somebody tell me what we should have done on both sides. Let's start with Hannah. What do you think? Multiply by negative 2. I prefer if you do that right next to it. Negative 2. On both sides. Okay, this is going to cancel. X is, do we multiply by a negative like the rule that we just learned? Yeah, so the sign has to flip.
I just ooh, was that a popular dance move when you went to your dancing in college?
I didn't go to dance.
Or like dance, like when you guys just like danced around or something. I don't know.
Negative 28.
Oh, what if you didn't go to any of them? Did you have a girlfriend in college?
None of your business.
That means probably no.
Negative 27, negative 26, negative 28. I already wrote. And this should be negative 29. Somebody want to come up and graph this one? Talk their way through it. Yuri White. Okay. Put your boot off. I never got to play the boot song. Go graph it.
Play the Buddhist monk song.
I'll play the boot song if she gets it right.
Better get this right.
They want to hear the boots.
They're on your smartboard.
Yeah.
You don't know what it is?
Close circle because it's a line underneath, so it's equal to negative 28. And which way should it go? Good. Going to the left. my daughter's favorite song.
That's what he was gonna
What?
play if I when I got home. But now my boots off.
I'm pulling a muscle.
We have a quick dance party. Mr. Archie, you should start. We should have a dance party in honor
I
of you
should
getting
DJ your
mentioned.
dance, and then I can play the circle song. I got boots. I can do two-step.
Mr.
Two-step.
Garcia, you should
Everything we math related. What?
we should take a break and celebrate me getting mentioned.
No, we should celebrate Valentine's Day. Have a quick dance party.
Oh yeah, or that too.
Or we can do some con practice.
Uh,
Because I was
thought
going to
you
do this
ate
activity. I'm
Don't
gonna
you
table this for next week, and we're gonna go to.
Can we have one quick dance party, please? 1 minute.
Everybody go to your con.
I already finished it.
Then you go to two-step. Get out your con, and I'll give you the new one.
Alright, can I go to the bathroom? I waited till you got done.
Across the hall, and then come back.
Okay.